Hello there. It's a few hours till midnight, and I decided instead of typing one of my big long threads that I always do every now and then, I thought it'd be nice to like record it instead. Um, so yeah, that's what this is. Um, I think we've all kind of. It goes without saying that this year has been an absolute hole. But the those of us who still here are still here, and it seems likely that next year is also going to be difficult. But the important thing is that we're still here, those of us who are. And that's not to belittle the people who have struggled this year. A lot of people have struggled far worse than I have. Even as I record this, Louise's pal has a grandparent who's like got COVID and is in hospital and is like likely not going to make it. So it's been horrendous for a lot of people, a hell of a lot of people, more people than it should have been. Um, if you want to get political about it. But the important thing, I mean, that's the important thing. So I suppose there's no point trying to trivialize it. But um, on a purely selfish and personal level, I just want to thank everyone for continuing to follow me on Twitter and following my work and stuff like that. I can't even begin to put into words how important that is to me, which considering I'm supposed to be the guy who writes, it's tricky. Not being able to put something in words, right? But I don't do talking well. I do writing instead, as is becoming pretty clear as you watch this. Um, I lost my job at Future years ago now, and when it happened at first, the fear was that, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm stuffed. I need to go and get a normal job. And yet here we are now, at least more than five. It's 5 or 6 years since that happened, um, and I'm still doing it. If not in a full time role anymore, but certainly in a regular role in a way that I'm enjoying and that I have control over. Um, and I couldn't be happier to be writing stuff for Nintendo Life, and I really couldn't be happier to be starting my new role at VGC. Uh, Maybe as early as next week. I still need to talk to Andy about it. Where I'm a kind of um, working as a kind of acting features editor, where we'll be kind of putting regular feature content on the site to try and build a community there, which is going to be quite exciting. So hopefully you'll, anytime I tweet links to VGC, you'll jump over and see what we've got there. Um, and also Tyrol Hack. The plan for Tyrol Hack was very different to how it ended up this year. When 2020 started, the plan was right. This is the year where Tyrol Hack goes and like properly. Um, Everything's in place now. The SNES encyclopedia was a bit of a nightmare to write because we had Serena and that knocked my schedule out of whack. And obviously, it's a good problem to have because she's the best thing ever. But it made the SNES book a lot harder to write than the NES one. But when 2020 started, it was like, okay, we've been through that now. I know what to expect. This Mega Drive book is going to be a far smoother process. And then something happened with a bat, and then all of a sudden there were no smooth processes anymore. And it's kind of hard to get motivated when you're reading about, oh, the death count today is this and the death count today is that, and then you go, right, okay, time to write about Super Monaco GP. It's kind of difficult to get the motivation. So this year was a nightmare again, and as a result, Tyrol Hack just flatlined. Instead of going, it just went and started doing that because that's how Google SEO works. Um, so this year now, 2021, is the year where I now know to expect the unexpected, and I've got 2 books to write, and I have a schedule in my head and how I'm going to do them. And if the schedule works this time, which I have no reason to believe it won't, it'll be a much less stressful year for me, and hopefully that will result in more stuff for you to read and watch and listen to, and hopefully enjoy and get a laugh out of and get a smile out of, because we could all do with that just now. So yeah, I just want to say thanks again, because it's nearly, it's not really impossible, but staying relevant in this day and age is obscenely difficult. And every one of you who read my articles or link to them, especially, and especially those in my Patreon who are actually giving me money to do it. Every person who does that makes me slightly more relevant. And the plan eventually is to build Titled Hack up to the point where people will check it regularly, and it won't just be getting a new article every 2 months as it's been getting just now during the lockdown, which has been atrocious. I hate it. I hate how dead the site's been, for want of a better term. So next year, 2021, I really hope by the end of the year people will be looking back and say Title Hack really had some good stuff that year. And that's my hope. So thanks again, everyone. I hope you all stay safe, obviously. All your families stay safe. Everyone you know stays safe. And I will speak to you again when it's 2021, the futuristic year where everyone flies in cars. And I was going to say robots, but Snatcher took place in '96. So in a sense, we've had robots for like 24, nearly 25 years. Maybe this 25th anniversary. Kojima's Snatcher took place in June 6, 1996. And maybe on June 6th, 2021, the 25th anniversary, maybe then the Snatchers will finally activate, and robots will take over the Earth. So that's something to look forward to in it. So yeah, thank you very much. I will see you next year, and hopefully you can join me on what I hope this time will be a far more exciting and eventful and more productive year than this year was for me, and certainly in terms of Title Hack. So cheers, guys. Stay safe, stay friendly, stay nice to everyone. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye bye.